Ladies and gentlemen, time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Let me just tell you things coming across my desk just as we speak. I'm trying to get the news announcements. According to announcements coming across my desk, Trump has now been held in contempt of court for failing to turn over the documents. Let's see if we can get. That's right. A judge holds former President Trump in civil contempt for failing to produce documents to New York. So it's going to a head for failing to comply with the subpoena.
So what does that mean? They're going to arrest him? No.
We're going to see what it means. You know, he's already proven that he is above the law.
They didn't impeach him. They impeached him.
Yeah, he's proven he is above the law, so that's part of it. We got to also acknowledge the election in France, where Macron won, again, the re-election over, was it Le Pen? Right-wing folks, right-wing movements are the word around the world right now. And you have the things going on in France, you have the things going on in Germany, and also in the UK, United Kingdom. So things are happening still, because ever since Trump, right-wingers, racists, bigots, white nationalists, they all are feeling empowered. And this is what's going on.
So did a right-winger win in France?
No, Macron, thank God, even though it's very much acknowledged that there's a strong right-wing movement, much like we have here in the U.S., where Biden has won, but again, he's not in the status. Now, let me comment on that. Part of the reason why Biden is facing the problem is that he's actually satisfied no one. I've alluded to this previously, because Biden's always been a person who seeks no confrontation. And part of the issue with him being the presidential candidate was that he was always going to be soft. Well, he's soft now. He's soft. And so he's satisfied no one. When it comes to the left, which is what got him elected, he's been notoriously poor. In fact, the only thing he's done anything at first was the response to the COVID pandemic. Now, looking at that, they failed to advance that. There's still no national policies. There's a failure to actually try to have a national policy because Biden is afraid to confront any of the states on anything. So there we go, headed into, and all they're talking about is the mid-cycle elections that are coming up now, and that the Democrats. And I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. But this is why I'm not a Democrat. They're doing a lousy job and expecting people to support them. They're doing a lousy job. COVID, they're now slipping. They're not doing any better job they are doing a better job of informing you than Trump did, but just barely. And there's still no national organization to combat epidemics. That's ridiculous planning. There's no disaster planning for the national. None of that. Just ridiculous planning. And this is why Biden is facing this crisis. Okay? But keep that all in mind as we move forward, because Biden's failure to respond, his unwillingness to confront Trump. Imagine had he announced upon taking office that he was going to make sure he was going to hold Trump accountable. That would have been a whole different thing.
You got to have balls to say
right.
something like
Merrick Garland, who runs the Department of Justice, has failed to do anything. Yeah. They should have had 3,000, 4,000. Had they been black, they would have found them and all their family that donated $15 to the trip, and they would have prosecuted all them. So Merrick Garland, this is the man the Democrats were planning for the Supreme Court, this sorry piece of shit, okay, who's doing nothing at the Department of Justice. Give me a break.
So can I just say two things right here? See, what's going on in France is, I don't know, France's fucking African countries out of billions of dollars every year. Why don't they stop doing that? And why don't the United States take care of black people here?
Why won't they take care of Puerto Rico? There's the historical
Puerto Rico,
perspectives.
Haiti,
Exactly.
all of these places. So I'm glad to hear you didn't claim any political alliances, because I think that's just like claiming a religion. You get caught up in the dogma, and you can't stand for any kind of principles other than that dogma.
Yeah, I think that's the mistake that black folks have done with the party.
Hallelujah.
That's the problem. They're still not being represented. They got this happening right now. Now, let me tell you other things to pay attention to around the world. Right now, China has entered into a major lockdown. I mean, let me tell you, this is an authoritarian country. They put up fences to keep people inside the apartment complexes.
Yeah, did you see the fleet of drones?
They have security on the streets, checking people. You go out, they don't care whether you mask or not. They want to know why you out.
When I saw those drones, you know what I thought? I said, damn, if some shit go down, Mario's got enough drones to warn everybody in View Park.
He just busted you out.
I do. And we also have an FM transmitter. We have an FM transmitter here that when case of emergency, I'm prepared to go live on FM.
Well, you know, I wanted to say, I didn't want to come out and say that shit, but I am planning a pirate radio station.
Oh, he's planning on breaking the law again. All these Howardites. That's what they do. That's what they do.
We have to give the people a voice.
Well, okay.
See, that could be a whole different subject.
That is a whole different
That's a
subject.
whole different subject. I'm leaving that one alone.
But I want you to know, so be aware.
I'm getting them stirred up.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So be aware, everyone. That's what's going on. And be aware. Watch the president, and let's see what he doesn't do.
That was some great commentary.
Once again.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the good news. The bad news.